Hi guys, this is Bhaskar Berry. Welcome to my YouTube channel. As a part of this video, we're going to see about Kafka message cluster architectures. So basically, what is a cluster? As I already told you, cluster is nothing but is a group of brokers, and this group of brokers that works together to share the workload, and this is how the Apache Kafka becomes a distributed and scalable systems. And in a normal local or in a developed environment, what you guys do is create one broker and design the systems. When you push into the productions, you guys may have initially 5 to 6 brokers in productions. As and when the data volume gets increases, you will increase the brokers in the cluster. Okay, you created in the cluster. Whenever we have such kind of architectures, we mainly need to come some couple of questions like who maintains these clusters, or who maintains these brokers inside the cluster, and who's going to take some administrative tasks. So in a typical distributed systems, what happens is there will be having one master node. That master node may contain a list of active cluster members, and at any given point of time it knows the state of each and every other member or other clusters. Okay, but mm, and not only that, along with that, the master node will perform the administrative tasks as well in the cluster node. Since like for example, like if any of the broker is failed, like broker 1 is failed in the cluster, it will be the whatever the tasks has been performing will be transferred to broker 2. So those kind of things will be done by the master in a typical distributed system frameworks. But whereas in this Kafka, every broker, the Kafka broker is a masterless cluster. What do I mean by that is, it does not follow the master slave architecture. However, we have one more thing called like zookeeper, which this zookeeper maintains the list of active brokers here. Okay, and we also seen that in every Kafka broker as an active as a unique ID that we defined in the configuration files, and also specify the zookeeper details in those configuration files. Let me show you those configuration files. So properties also we have binded here. Okay, so that for that zookeeper, every broker information is stored in this zookeeper. Okay, and apart from that, the zookeeper, whenever any broker starts, right, it connects to the zookeeper as we mentioned in the as we shown in the configuration files, and it creates an empiric ephemeral nodes as broker IDs and slash IDs. What do you mean by this ephemeral nodes is, whenever we create any broker, the active states will be stored, the information will be stored it in the zookeeper, for generally in this Apache Kafka. Okay, let's see how it is stored here. Currently I have started zookeeper and 3 brokers assigned to it, and let me see, open the zookeeper cell as well. So in the zookeeper cell command, I've just added this, run the zookeeper, and I'm giving the port number localhost 2181. Let me start this to open the zookeeper shell. So here we can, the zookeeper shell has been opened. So let's start and first let's see what is there in the list. List space forward slash. So we have the, what do we say, brokers here. So we'll see what are the brokers active at this moment of time in that zookeeper is monitoring. So inside brokers we have IDs, topics, and sequence IDs. So we are looking for IDs here. So let's for IDs. These are empirical. Sorry, these are ephemeral nodes. So we have like 0, 1, 2. So these are the active Kafka brokers running for this Zookeeper at this moment. For just to observe the difference, let's bring down one of the broker here. I'm just stopping this and again rerunning the same command to check if there is any impact. Now you see there is only two brokers active, so we get only two more since it's listening to that. So let's restart this again. Okay, that is one thing here. um, and the coordinator, like who is going to coordinate in the Apache Kafka if it is not a typical thing, right? Then the controller part will be taken care by any one of the broker which has been created at the beginning. In our case, we have created the broker like 012 is the broker IDs. So whichever we have created as a first will be picked up as a controller. The controller is not a master, but it is a type of broker. It's a broker which has additional functionalities to be taken care by that. Okay, in suppose if you have in a single node clusters, that item it that single broker itself acts as both controller as well as broker in those situations. And one more thing is there is only one controller in Kafka cluster at any given point of time, and it is responsible for monitoring the list of active brokers in the Zookeeper. In this Zookeeper, okay. And basically the selection of that brokers is pretty much straightforward. Whichever the broker you are creating first, it will be picked up as a controller broker, and the remaining broker when you are creating broker 2 or broker 3, even those also will try to make it as a control broker, but it throws an error saying that node already exists. So it will be listening to the Zookeeper until the broker 1 goes down. Immediately the broker 2 will act as a controller. It will shift the controls to the broker 2 if broker 1 goes down. Let's see that in the example. Okay, so let's select the broker IDs which are active at this moment. So 012 all the brokers are active at this time. Okay, so before that let's see controller, which node is acting as a controller for now. Okay, we have in the list we have controller here. So let's see, get the controller which is there. So now broker 1 is acting as a controller. Probably it would have started as the first, so that's the reason it would have taken as the controller node. So suppose let's bring down the broker 1 node. So this is the broker 1 node. Let's stop this, killing this broker node to see the difference. So now I have killed the broker, and let's see what are the active um, empirical nodes we have. We have only 0 and 2. These brokers are active. So let's see which the controller which it has moved to, because if I remember this is the second one is a recently I have started up, so controller should be have taken by the 0. Let's see that. So probably the controller has been shifted to 2, because this would have started later than 2. Okay, so let's bring back the controller to we'll restart this server 1, so that if the controller comes back to this, it should not, as per the as per the approach, the Kafka one should not take up the controller since it has already migrated its controls to broker 2. It will be active at this moment. Even the Kafka's broker 1 comes active. Let's see that difference here. Okay, broker 1 is active, 2 is also active. Okay, since I have killed it at the time, so that's the reason it moved the controller to 1 and 2. So that's in a sequence order it is going. uh, let's see now the brokers. So now we have 3 brokers, and I reran the broker 1. So let's see if the control has been changed to 1 or it's still in the broker ID 2. See, you can still see that the controller is in the broker node 2 only. So until this goes down, it doesn't release the controls to that. Do subscribe my YouTube channel.